Bug Snacks. Come think of it, I think that might be a game that one of my online friends was playing, or maybe a day or two ago. I didn't watch a stream, but I remember, like, as soon as you heard that, as soon as you said Bug Snacks, I was like, where have I heard that before?
It's the same people that made Octodad, if that rings a bell.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen a brief gameplay of Octodad, but never tried it. Didn't know
Me
what
neither.
it's like.
I mean, I've never tried either game, but I've still seen it, and you know. Oh yeah, speaking of Octodad, let's talk. I don't know if we had yet to continue a topic from before, but we were talking about arcade Splatdown, but yeah, we'll figure out what we're doing next with that when we get there. But let's talk about Fraymakers. Oh my God. Have you heard of that?
Fraymakers? I don't think I have.
Oh, you missed out. You totally missed out on the Kickstarter, my dude. Okay.
Wait, so
get
Fraymakers, that's like another game?
Okay, Fraymakers is an indie... Oh, shoot, Ryu, how could you fail me like this?
Oof.
I was trying to sue the Tatsumaki. I think it's McLeod or McLeod. Let's just say McLeod. I have wholeheartedly apologized to the man if I was pronouncing this the whole time. McLeod Gaming is the people behind the Super Smash Flash titles. Yeah, so if you've heard of Super Smash Flash, McLeod Gaming is the people behind it.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
So they're making a new platform fighter called Fraymakers, and it's going to all feature indie characters. And the base cast... The base cast are Octodad, the Watcher from Slay the Spire, Weltaro from Downwell, Fish Boojin 3000, and then from Slap City, and then let's see, was that 5 that I just listed so far?
I mean, the only one that I know is Octodad, and I don't even play the Octodad game, so I'm mainly a Nintendo dude. Grew up with Nintendo, and that's basically all I know. maybe besides Master Chief from Halo, but
no, that's totally fair.
Other than a few other characters from other developers or franchises, that's basically all I know outside of Nintendo.
But like, okay, so Octodad, the Watcher from Slay the Spire, Weltaro from Downwell, Fish Boojin 3000 from Slap City, and then there's 2 more. I know one of them is... Oh man, why is it fleeing my mind? Orcane from Rivals of Ether. Orcane from Rivals of Ether, and then... Commander Video from Bitch Trip. That's the one I was forgetting.
Commander Video from Bitch Trip?
Yes.
I'm gonna remember, like, out of all the names that you mentioned.
Something.
No, hold on. Like, out of all the names that you mentioned, besides Octodad, the only one that I'm gonna remember is, like, Commando whatchamacallit from Bitch Trip. I completely botched that up.
Bitch Trip is... I never even knew of, despite having a appreciation for the Wii Shop channel.
Wii Shop channel brings back the memories.
Oh man, yeah, but no. The reason I know of Commander Video was because one of our friends, Nintendo Nick, definitely showing me the ways of Runbow. And he was one of the unlockable characters.
Okay.
Or he was one of the guest characters. Was he unlockable? I can't remember.
I have no idea. Yeah, I was like, I don't think I can be able to tell you.
It's cool. I'll tell you this. Runbow's not that bad a game. Actually, you know what? Yeah, because it has my man Gunvolt and Shovel Knight in the guest character list as well. That game had a lot of guest characters, but the gameplay was super simple. Fun time though, quite a fun time. No, but yeah, that's how I learned of Commander Video in the first place. Yo, I love this stage. Let's go.
Oh, me too. I grew up with... My first console game was actually the original Smash Bros. For N64, which I still have. So this stage always brings back memories.
Yes, I have a copy. I still have my copy, but it wasn't the first one I had. That would be Super Smash Bros. Melee because of a Christmas party and a Christmas tree decorating party with a family friend, who technically is the reason why I know a lot of games that I do. We'll get into that in a bit, but no, it was Melee that I got introduced to and stuff. I think my copy, unfortunately, remains with someone who borrowed it. I'm pretty sure I can still contact
How long ago
them
was that?
but like... Oh, definitely before I went to high school, if I had to be, if I'm not mistaken.
But it's like, that's a long time now.
Oh, man, don't even get me started. It's cool, though. It's not like I've suddenly had this reliance for it. At the same time, it's no wonder I've been rusty whenever I have tried to play it again. It's all fair and stuff.
Of all the Smash Bros. Games in the franchise, like the only ones I didn't have was the one for 3DS and Melee. So everyone always talks about Melee, and I'm like, that's the one GameCube one that I didn't have. So they're talking about like competitive Melee and playing competitively, and I'm like, great, but here I am. When I was a little turd, I just had the N64, and I just played that for fun. I was like, all right, let me just set myself on like very easy with 5 lives, and that's what I did like all the time because I was like 3 years old. So those were my memories of the original Smash Bros. And then when I played it for the first time in years, I'm like, wow, the memories are all coming back, and I'm playing the levels again at a harder difficulty, which I never did.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, I can actually get through. The controls were still like whack, but
it's so... The one thing that I have with that game is I just can never get past the fact that they never introduced a side special until Melee.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funky how that's just how it was back then. I'm okay with it, and believe me, it's had some... My copy of 64 has seen some nice action back in the day. I remember having a bunch of friends gather into my place. We were there. It was my birthday. It was before we actually went out someplace else. I think it was what used to be the nearest arcade anyway, or fun place with an arcade. And then, but yeah, it was before that in which we were doing some Smash, and I think I remember us unlocking the items menu for the first time during that moment, because I can't believe that used to be an unlockable for casual fighting.
Wait, this is 64 we're still talking about?
Yes, this was 64.
Okay.
And also, I will say that I do own, or have at least owned, every Smash Brothers. My copy of Melee notwithstanding, I have owned every version of Smash Brothers. Then again, nice one. Except for Wii U, which the funny part is that is technically owned by my sister. She's the one who technically bought that. And yet I still play it. Obviously, it's just that for what it is, I'm technically not able to call that my game.
Oh, yeah, I see you. Even though technically I never had the 3DS version of Smash 4 because I had the Wii U version, part of me is still thinking maybe I'll still get it because there were still unique things about it, and why not? It's probably cheaper now, considering that everyone's all about Ultimate nowadays.
Yeah, no, there are still some fun things about that 3DS version. I wouldn't slack on it. Like, I'm sure there's still people that if you take a nice walk with your 3DS still on and stuff, you'll probably get to experience the Street Pass mode.
Oh, yeah, I remember back in the day, like when 3DS was still a big deal. I would be walking around with it in sleep mode, and then I'd occasionally pass by somebody who had theirs on too. And that was especially the case when I was in New York City, and I was visiting what's now Nintendo New York. It was called Nintendo World back in the day, but it's Nintendo New York now. And then we just walk around, enjoy our day there, and then we leave, and I was like, let me just check my 3DS. Or before we even leave, I'm like, let me check my 3DS, see how Street Pass came along. And I passed like a bunch of people and unlocked some stuff. But yeah, those were the days. And now everyone's talking about it as like, remember Street Pass? I'm like, what? Makes me feel old.
Oh shoot!
Oh, I was like, if I get you with that platform, that'd be dope. Oh, you had to do Santa's beard like that.
You think you can take me down that easily? You are a fool! Oh.
You were saying? Who's the fool now? Oh,
I still remember when Nintendo World was called the Pokemon Center. That was the
it was
that
called
was
the
a time.
Pokemon Center back in the day?
I think it was known as the Pokemon
Like the whole
Center.
place?
Yeah, it was.
wow.
It was more of. I think it was still. I think it was still an all-around Nintendo store, but it was definitely called the Pokemon Center back then.
Okay.
At some point,
I knew there was like a center table, or there was definitely one specific set of aisles in the second floor where it was just dedicated to Pokemon stuff. So I didn't know the actual place was called the Nintendo Center for a bit.
I mean, I remember there's a little section within the first floor also having that. In fact, that's kind of how I first learned of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time. What was it? I know there was Sky, the third version. I know there was Darkness, the version that I guess represents Palkia, but not really. Was the other one Time? It was probably Time. I really hate the fact that I'm botching this up. I never actually owned those games. I owned the original.
Yeah, neither have I.
Stuff.
I only remember, like, the only Pokemon game I played, besides, like, a little battle game for N64, like, a real Pokemon game, was, like, Pokemon Leaf Green for, like, Game Boy Advance. And I think I only had that because we supposedly found it or something. So I was like, huh, that was never in the Pokemon, so I never played it. But then I found it amongst the games, so I was like, I have this. Let me give it a try. So I played it for a month. I started a new file, chose Bulbasaur as my first Pokemon. I was like, all right, let's see what I can do. And all I know is Gen 1 because of that N64 game. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's a Pokemon Battle Arena thing. And that's how I knew about Gen 1. But any other Pokemon
Stadium.
generation, forget it. Yeah, that was it. Like any other Pokemon generation, though, forget about it. I don't know.
Oh, damn it. I thought I could have had that one.
Yeah, Shane's beard.
Oh. Yeah, no,
Well,
when it comes to the more basic characters, I think I have a better chance. But I'm not going to lie, I am a pretty decent Corrin player. It's not like I didn't use him or her for a reason. It's not like it's not like I didn't use them for a reason. But yeah, no. I was mentioning how it was thanks to the Pokemon Center or Nintendo World that I discovered the OVA for the Mystery Dungeon. Not the original one, though. That I saw when Cartoon Network had their little, Cartoon Fridays thing going on back then. And that was a time. I even had it recorded, but I think it's lost to time. It was so crazy to see Pokemon talking and calling out their move names, but it was also pretty dang cool because it made sense in a world where Pokemon were actually capable of human speech. But that's neither here nor there. Otherwise, yeah, no. I'll tell you this. I love Pokemon. It's definitely one of the first animes that I've watched, even when I didn't know what anime really was. Ash Ketchum was always one of my childhood heroes. Even though Ash's adventures would go on without having won a single championship for the longest time, and yet I'm so happy to be alive to know that I lived to hear the news that he actually won one. Did it feel legitimate to them, though? Because I know maybe for some people it probably didn't. In Alola, I heard he got a freaking Meltan, which evolved into a Melmetal. And I'm like, oh, geez, a Generation 8 Pokemon in my Gen 7 anime? But to be fair, it's not out of line for the anime to do that sort of thing. They had Tracy sketch with a Meryl when there was still mostly a focus on Gen 1. Misty had Togepi, so it kind of, again, it's not...
Yeah,
it's not like
Togepi.
it's not like I don't get what they're doing, I clearly did. It's just kind of funny too, because Meltan clearly had to have been a huge contender for Ash's team. He also caught a Poipole, an Ultra Beast, but that was obviously going to be temporary. I was sad to see it go, but I kind of see why. I mean, yeah, the Pokemon anime does have some logic behind why Ash returns his Pokemon to the wild or gives them up for training sometimes. It's not without reason, but good God, oh my God, Corin, what did you do?
Let's go! I'm like, wow, there were like so much more about Pokemon than like I could ever remember. And then I'm like, all right, Daisy, help me figure this stuff out. And then I see that, I'm like, yeah. Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Frickin' frick. Nah, legit. No, I've been around for Pokemon for quite some time. It's without a doubt. The aforementioned sister of mine who owns the Wii U Smash in this house technically is she and I actually got to share the experience of one generation together, and that was Gen 5, Black and White.
Okay.
So, and it was the only one we've technically done, but goodness, it was a fun time. Sure, not a lot of people are going to probably sound mixed with Gen 5. I still think I agree with everyone, though, when they say it had probably one of the best stories within the games in terms of the adventures story. Not just, oh, I'm here to enjoy gyms and stuff. They actually had a pretty decent and dang good story with quite a bit of character development and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, now that's the stuff. I never got to buy Black 2 or White 2, but my Gen 5 game was Pokemon White, and my sister's was Pokemon Black. So yeah.
Okay.